Hi, it's Kristen with LifeMoreAbundantBlog.com, and today's video is all about how I keep my family healthy during the winter months, as well as some of my favorite ways to use garlic to boost the immune system and fight off colds. So if you haven't noticed by now, I kind of lean on the crunchy side of things. Basically, I prefer to avoid going to the doctor and prefer to avoid the use of antibiotics and things like that for my children. And I have found some really effective remedies that help to keep us out of the doctor's office, and we're able to treat a lot of our sicknesses, illnesses at home. Also, before I get started explaining some of the things that I use, I would just like to say that I'm not a doctor or a health professional, so before you use these things and give them to your children, make sure you run it by your pediatrician or your doctor or whoever you see. Don't only just take my advice. These are the things that work for my family and that I have found that works very, very well over the last 10 years that I've been using these things. But I'm not a healthcare professional, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to start with prevention. We all know that the sun is not shining as much in the winter months, and we're not outside as much, and we're just more prone to catching illnesses. So my favorite thing to supplement with is vitamin D3. It's something that you would normally get from the sun, so in the winter months it's really important for you and your kids to be supplementing with this. I'm a member of Young Living, and I get their Mighty Vites for children. They have a great flavor, as well as use real whole food ingredients to make these nutrients, which is so important when you're picking supplements to give to your family. You don't want something that is synthetic, that they've created in a lab. You want something that comes from whole food sources. So important. The next thing that we always do is a probiotic. So for my kids, I buy the Young Living Mighty Pro probiotics. It kind of comes in like a little powder form, and it's got a little tangy taste to it. I think it's there's wolfberry in here, and that's what it says natural fruit punch flavor. That's what kind of gives it a little tang, and the kids absolutely love it. It's packed with prebiotics and probiotics and is so good for your gut. Your immune system is all connected with your gut, and if you don't have a good gut balance and flora, then you're going to be prone to getting sick a lot more often. For me, this is my favorite probiotic to use. I like to switch between a few different ones, but I always come back to this one. I just seem to feel the best when I'm on this one. Of course, I'll link everything down below for you. Next thing is definitely vitamin C. Everybody knows you want vitamin C when you are sick, or if you're trying to fight off a sickness. We do the Young Living Super C once again because it comes from whole food sources. We usually take one of these a day, and if we're fighting off a sickness or actively are sick, we up the dose of this. If you are not a member of Young Living, this is something that you can just buy on Amazon. It's by Pure Synergy, and it's called Pure Radiant C. It's a vitamin C supplement it's a powder in a powder form, and it also comes from whole food sources. The next thing, of course, is elderberry syrup. So I take a spoonful of this every day, and I also give it to my kids. And I'll put a link in the description down below. I made a video recently about the lollipops that I make for my kids with these, which has honey in it as well as elderberry syrup. And I also add the vitamin D and their probiotics into the lollipop, so I can just give them a lollipop and they get all of that in one for the day, which is kind of cool, and they think they're getting a special treat. And then lastly, I like to use the essential oil Thieves. This is a Young Living blend, and it's very immune supporting. So I like to put this in a roller bottle with fractionated coconut oil, and we'll roll it on the bottoms of our feet or down their spine, maybe before we're leaving the house or once we get back in from being out. And especially if we feel like there's a sickness or something coming on, we definitely love this oil and diffuse it in our diffuser. This is just a great oil to have on hand. So that kind of covers the prevention side of things. So I'm going to talk a little bit about garlic and why I love it so much and how I use it to fight off sicknesses in our family and also keep ear infections at bay. This is garlic ear oil, and the paper is coming off because when I use it, I submerge it in a cup of hot water to warm the oil. But this is what I use for my kids whenever they have a cold or any type of sickness that causes a lot of congestion and a lot of just fluid buildup, because that is what causes ear infections. So if you're not careful when your kid gets a cold, then you'll notice as maybe the cold is starting to clear up, or sometimes it happens in the middle of the cold, that their ear will start hurting. It can be super painful and definitely something that, you know, you want to get checked out by the doctor if they're in a severe amount of pain. But what I do is I use this preventatively when my kids have a cold. So if they, you know, they've got the runny nose and all of that, I'll put a drop in each of their ears, usually about twice a day, and it's always warmed. I like to use this warm, so I just put it in a cup of hot water, and I just have them lay on their side. They actually kind of look forward to it and think it's like a special time with me because I have them lay on their side, drop the warm oil in there, and then I just rub the outside of their ear just to kind of encourage it to go in. And then sometimes I'll take a little bit of diluted lavender essential oil and rub it on the outside of their ear, especially if they are complaining of it hurting, and just kind of massage it, and that really helps. This has taken my children's ear pain away multiple times, and never once in the last 13 years of parenting experience that I have I had to take my child to the doctor for an ear infection. So anytime I'm usually able to prevent it, and if for some reason I forget to use this and they start to have ear pain, I can use it and it takes their pain away and it clears up the issues inside of the ear. So garlic has antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial properties in it, and it is just so useful for so many things. So I'll put a link in the description below to this so you can grab some of this if you feel like it would be beneficial for your family. So the last way that I like to use garlic is raw in a spoonful of honey. So when you start to feel that sore throat coming on, my kids can notice when they're starting to catch something, and they will tell me, they even know how well this works. They'll tell me it takes away the pain, and it really does. So what I like to do is I always use organic garlic, and I just take a clove, chop off the end, you know, take off the exterior, and then just chop a little bit up. You don't want to do too much. It can hurt your stomach a little bit, so definitely with a child, be careful of that. I'm just going to show you, just give you an example of how much I use. I'll put maybe about, for an adult, I would do about that much garlic, and then I just cover it with raw honey. And then you just, you know, take it, chew it as much as you can stand, and then swallow it down. And the properties, the things in this garlic, I'm telling you, work so well to take away your sore throat, as well as just, you know, prevent that sickness from kind of taking over. I can't tell you how many times I've used this for myself when I feel the sore throat coming on, and I'll take it about every hour until the sore throat is gone, and it rarely will go past a day. If we have like some major sickness hit us, then it might, you know, might not work as well, but I still feel like it boosts the immune system and really just helps to prevent that sickness from really taking over and, you know, bringing you down. So raw honey also has great benefits. It helps with coughs. It also is antibacterial and antifungal, all sorts of good stuff in it. So we like to get ours locally from a beekeeper here. And like I said, I just pour it right over the garlic spoon. Even my kids take this no problem. They actually ask for it when they're feeling bad because they know how well it works. And I just, you know, give them a spoonful and let them wash it down with something like orange juice or something if the taste bothers them. But it really is so helpful, and I feel like if you meet me and you say that you're sick, I'm going to tell you to take garlic. So it's really one of my favorite things, and I feel like more people should know about it, so that's why I'm sharing it today. I hope you enjoyed this video of me just showing you some of the things we like to use in the winter time to help prevent sickness. Of course, I'll put everything down below so you can get the links to all of that. But thank you for watching the video. If you're new here, please subscribe. I make 2 new videos every week on natural living, DIY projects, and real food recipes. Thank you for watching.